So nature is really diverse. I mean, if you go out to any part of the world, there are hundreds or thousands of species around you, literally within a couple of square meters. And this really hampers our understanding of even what is out there. And what is limiting most is time to observe and collect potentially the organisms out there, and second, expertise to identify them. And one way to do this really effectively is to bring a lot of people together to do that. And these kinds of communal sort of expeditioners to look at a very small area and engage a lot of people to document the diversity out there are called BioBlitzes. So the reason we did this at this BioBlitz at Seahorse Key is it's a very rich and intact area. It's a national wildlife refuge, so the nature is not very much disturbed. The animals are in good shape. There's a lot of diversity. There's diversity both of terrestrial organisms, because it's an island, and marine organisms around it on the mudflats, in the mangroves, in the salt marshes, and so forth. For this trip, to get to Seahorse Key, we have to take a fairly large boat. And when we went out there, we had the ability to do some dredging, which is where you basically pull along a metal basket on the bottom, which picks up whatever is on the bottom into it. And then you sort it on a big table, and you'll see just lots and lots of crabs and shrimp and sea stars and sea urchins and fish and pieces of algae and so forth, all covering the table. Then you all gather around the table and you pick out the organisms that you're interested in documenting, photographing, studying, what have you, and put them into buckets to take back to the laboratory to study. So the reason we did this at this BioBlitz at Seahorse Key is because Seahorse Key has a fairly long-standing marine lab for the University of Florida, but this marine lab in the last couple of years has gone under new management, and there's a lot of activity out there. It's a marine station in the sense that it has direct access to the ocean. It has a big dock and tanks and aquaria that can hold marine life, and a pump that pumps seawater into those as needed. So one of the things we also did during this BioBlitz is to examine and go over the collections that already exist at Seahorse Key, to clean those up a little bit, and also to record what is known from the area from past collections. Over time, we can probably successfully document a large proportion of the organisms that live there, which will give a nice sense of completeness, and also it allows then scientists in the future to compare what this place may change into as the world changes with global change, with human impacts and other random factors. And it'll provide a very nice baseline for observing changes against in the future.